Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have another pair of Keen boots for review, and these are the all new, well, not super new, super brand new, but fairly new on the market, Keen Steens. Yes, Keen Steens. Currently $100 on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Overall, I do like these boots quite a lot. There are a few minor complaints here and there, but the biggest one, if you don't have time to watch the whole review, let me at least give you a good tip before you leave this video, is that these do run small, so make sure to plan accordingly. Get a little bit of a bigger size, probably the whole size bigger, because in the boots you do want to have a little bit of that extra space. So if you are ready to start a review, let's get into it. As some of you already know, this review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Yes, basically if this weren't just your regular hiking boots, but you were wearing them, or maybe you had them in the house and something bad happened, and you put them on, you left the house, and now you had to travel 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 miles until the safe destination. On the way you had to run, climb, fight, do whatever is necessary to survive, right? Would this be a good choice? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, comfort level, of course. So, in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk, again, non-stop, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the boots for the rest of the day, so that the total wear time is about 8 hours. And like I said, overall, I do like the comfort level of these boots. Let's start with the reasons why. Okay, the reason number 1, the weight. Let's see exactly how light or heavy these boots are. This is a size 10. 1776, almost, I wish. 1767. I do like this weight a lot. Let me give you the numbers so that you have reference. If you're looking for a lightweight boot, right, overall, you're looking for something under 20 ounce. The more under 20 ounce it is, the lighter it's going to feel. The more over 20 ounce, the heavier it's going to feel, right? Makes sense. So these are 17, very impressive, I would say. For a waterproof mid-size boot, definitely impressive. So you can actually walk for extended periods of time. You can run, you know, for a few miles without feeling the fatigue of the weight. Let's move on to another reason why these are comfortable. It's the flexibility of the bottom sole. Here, as you can see, it is very, very flexible. So you can actually run properly in these boots without putting any stress on your ankles, on your knees, on your, ankles and knees, right? Transferring from the heel. Let's move on to the inner sole now. The inner sole is another factor that contributes to the comfort level. And let me take it out so that you can see exactly what it looks like. Oh, wow, okay, so it looks fancy, probably the fanciest inner sole that I have seen in a while, and the last one fancy like that was probably from Keen as well. But anyway, despite the fancy looks, you can see there's a very nice heel bed, there's a decent arch support over here, yes, it even says arch support. Alright, decent amount of cushioning in it. Once you remove it, however, there is no additional layers of cushioning, so it just goes straight into the hard rubber. Now the padding, another thing that contributes to the comfort level. Tongue does not have a lot of padding. Keep that in mind. If you prefer more padded tongue, you might not be happy with this. The shaft is nicely padded, and then throughout the whole boot, you have some padding as well, so it kind of adds a little. It's not very thick or anything, but it does add some comfort overall. So overall, I do like the comfort level of this boots. Pretty good, pretty impressive. Let's move on to the criteria number 2 now, proofing and protection. Now these are waterproof, Keen Dry waterproof. As you can see, there is a gusseting on the tongue here, and it's approximately, let's see, 5.5 inches, which the lowest part of the shaft is about 5.5 inches. So Keen used the whole length of the lowest part of the shaft, which is perfect. That's how you're supposed to be doing, so great job there, Keen. Now, protection wise, you do have some harder rubber. It's not like super hard, don't drop anything heavy, but you do have some protection with this harder toe cap over here, and then of course the material itself, adding some durability. Of course, your ankles are more or less protected, not by much. Keep in mind, this is pretty thin, but still better than nothing. And of course, your heel and the outsole is the harder rubber as well. Don't step on a nail, obviously, but you know, still, you do have some protection compared to a regular sneaker. Let's move on to the criteria number 3 real quick. Quality and the design features. Quality wise, Keen is a tested brand. They've been around forever. You can check the reviews. It's the Amazon link is in the description below. Over 400 reviews, 5-star reviews. So people do like this particular boot, and I mean Keen in general. Excellent stuff that they make, so definitely a trusted brand. Now, speaking of the design features, here I talk about the lacing system. Nothing complicated here. 5 closed hooks, as you can see, regular material hooks. Surprisingly, the strings actually do slide through very easily because they're my favorite thick, round lace. I do like these the best. And then of course we have 1 pair of open hooks over here, which is typical to hiking boots. If you need to release the tension real quick, you can definitely do it with this kind of lacing system. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole traction and stability. So whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces, starting with older asphalt, then some newer tarmac, going to the dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, rubber, marble, tile, and then also have a rock wall in my house that I test. I started testing all my boots and shoes on as well. That's a lot of stuff. And this outsole is fairly good. I kind of wish there was a little bit more aggression. This is more on the flatter side. It does provide decent stability, except on very slippery surfaces, kind of like wet grass. This is I wish where there was a little bit more aggression. Another thing I wish for some ridges over here on the sides. I mean, there is perfect space for it, just need some ridges. Maybe you can stipple it, if you know what I mean. No, don't do that. But yeah, the ridges would be nice just for climbing a rope, climbing a tree. I know these are hiking boots. You're not really probably ever gonna climb in these, but you know, versatility is nice to have. Why not? Let's move on to the criteria number 5 real quick. Temperature. Now, these are not winterproof. They're not insulated. Keep that in mind. But in the hot temperatures, very nice and breathable. So I would say this is a very solid 3.5 season boot. No extreme winters, no cold, no extreme cold, no ice, because this is going to be super slippery on the ice. On the snow is going to be fine. Plus, it's waterproof, so, you know, if you implement some insulated socks, you can get away with some decent winter temperatures. Keep that in mind. Let's move on to the criteria number 6 real quick. The sizing, I kind of already mentioned it in the beginning. They do run on the smaller size. Usually I recommend getting a half a size bigger boots, so you have a little bit of extra space here in the toe box. Just a good recommendation for all the boots, trail running shoes that you're getting. But here I would go with a whole size bigger, because these do run small. Let's move on to the criteria number 7 now, balance of application. So if this really were your ultimate survival boots, would they be good? Honestly, I think it's a great option. I mean, whenever it comes to ultimate survival boots, my personal preference is the mid-size, waterproof, lightweight hiking boot. I do wish there was a little bit more aggression in the outsole, just to give you a little bit more versatility. But overall, this is honestly very, very impressive. And the weight, I mean, 17 ounce. You really can't go wrong. This is a really, really good option. And the very last criterion here is the price. The price is currently $98 on Amazon. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. I think it's an excellent price. Definitely fair price for everything that these boots offer. Is there a lot of competition in the price range? There is some decent competition in the price range. From Salomon, from Columbia. Pretty good options. So it is a pretty tough choice, you know, in the $100 range. But if you are a fan of the brand, if you do like these specific ones, I mean, you cannot go wrong. This is a really, really good boot. Overall, good outsole, flexible enough, good cushioning, good comfort level. Waterproofing is really good. The only thing is they do run a little bit small, so as long as you get them in the right size, you're gonna love these. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about these boots? What do you think about this review? If you have any requests for reviews, you can drop them in the comments below, and I will be happy to address those. Thank you very much guys for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear, and I'll see you guys in the next video.